Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Weekly Motorsport. I'm Gareth Thomas speaking to you on a Friday, and we welcome viewers on Daymotion on the first ever time that they see the Weekly Motorsport. For our viewers on Daymotion that do not see the Weekly Motorsport, it is basically a series what I do every week. Go through different motorsport stories, preview, review what's going to happen, and any news in between that. Which was also a reminder to our YouTube viewers as well. So, down here is the subscriptions for YouTube and Daymotion. Remember to subscribe, follow, and like them. Also to subscribe and follow to my other few channels on Instagram and Twitter. Remember to follow them as well, because you'll get the latest on them as well. So, what's going to happen this weekend? The Formula E, a double header in Rome. It was originally going to be a single round, instead it's going to be a double header in the cities of Rome in Italy. What do we know so far? We know that Nick Freese leads Sam Bird in the title race, and it's basically going to be quite a challenging one. Obviously, it's a double header, that means races Saturday and Sunday. Obviously, I'm rooting for Sam Bird because obviously he's an Englishman and I follow all the Brits. Not 6 or 7, let's hope the Brits do well. Extreme E. Well, this bit, you might agree with me on this. So, a lot of promotion to promote electric racing with basically buggies around to promote racing off-road and to promote the effects of climate change. So basically they did all this promotion Extreme E did. Obviously everyone was looking forward to it. Qualifying was okay, but the races were absolute garbage. I've never seen such garbage piece of racing in my years. The racing was boring. We were looking forward to a very exciting race, and instead we got absolute rubbish to watch. I have to say that was the worst beginners of a series in my life that I've ever saw on television. My advice to them is find a surface where you can produce exciting racing. We want exciting racing. You want to promote it, then do something about it. You know, I like the idea of 50% male, 50% female. The one thing that I would improve is that rather than have an hour and a half qualifying, have it 1 hour for one lap with the men in the morning, and then have it in the heat of the day for the women in the afternoon with 1 hour, and then have 2 semi-final races instead of 3 to make it much more exciting for the fans to watch, make it much lighter. Makes it easier. And also, with the final, I'll keep it at the same time as it was. Obviously, what happens next, no one knows. Now, Moto GP, the review of the second race of the season in Qatar, the Lazaro circuit. They call it the Doha Grand Prix. One thing I'm really disappointed is that they didn't make it a day race, because we would have seen 2 different races, one at night, one at day, made things exciting. But the problem was, heat in Qatar in April, scorching. That's why they did it at night. It's the main reason. That's why I was not happy about the idea. But anyway, Moto 2, Sam Lowe's won 2 from 2 ahead of Wayne Gardner, who finished second for the second time that year. Obviously, it's looking like Sam Lowe's year this year. Moto GP, it was a good one. Fabio Quartararo won. Obviously, it was Johan Zarco in second. First, Yamaha. No, not Yamaha. It was Yamaha in first, and then Ducati's in second, and it was in third as well. Obviously, first French 1-2 since 1954. So, also with that, Zarco now leads the title. Did I think it was a good race? Yeah, especially when Chapman tried to elbow John Mir, I think it was, and obviously it's been a few days since the race. I usually record it Thursday, Friday, so to prepare for everything on the weekend. What does that mean? In the way, how exciting it was? Very exciting. Obviously, their next race is in Portugal on April the 18th. That'll be weekend to inform you of the sports when I inform you next week. So, there's been news around the Formula 1 paddock that one or two races might be cancelled. One of them looks almost likely, Brazil, because their cases have gone through the roof and their president refuses to go to lockdown, which in my view, Bolsonaro needs to be sacked. And I think, personally, Brazil needs to be off the calendar because of what's going on with their cases skyrocketing up, with 4,070 losing their lives yesterday. With the calendar more likely not to feature Brazil, there's rumours that Canada might be either cancelled or postponed. If that happens, if it's postponed, we might see it move from its traditional June date to November 7th, where Brazil would have been held. That means America, Mexico, Canada, or Canada, America, Mexico, or Mexico, America, Canada, depends how they organise it. But could it work by moving Canada over to November? I think it will work. The coldest they've had their race was 78, which was the first one, and that was in October. I think having a November date will be fantastic to watch if it does come. If Canada is postponed, we might see Turkey or the Bahrain short circuit used instead. Will it work? Yeah. How good will it be? I don't know. In a June date. We have to wait and see. Obviously, MotoGP might be in a similar position with some of their races because most of the European races may have concerns over the lockdowns because most of these countries are in full lockdown in Europe at the moment because of the current pandemic, and most of the European countries wouldn't have been vaccinating as fast as the UK or Israel or the US at the moment. But there is always a glimmer of hope. I will give you more updates on the season changes as we go along. Obviously, in May, we have the Indianapolis 500, and I will try and give out one or two episodes exclusively about that. I'll give you an update about that. Obviously, Le Mans in August. I'll give you an exclusive video for that at some point. But in the end, you guys get the good content. I give you the videos to see. Obviously, we're in April, that means restrictions are starting to ease. How work with countries hosting races. Obviously, looking likely that from Imola all the way up until Austria, we're looking likely behind closed doors with this current problems in Europe. Britain, if it does go to plan, full capacity, I hope, no vaccine passports, please. It is ridiculous in my view. Alex Belfield has said it, and I'm 100% with him on that. And I expect there'll be other ministers, 40 to 70 MPs have now said no vaccine passports. If it does come to the Grand Prix, then I will not be watching. Obviously, I hope for most of the latter stages of 2021 we may get fans, but we don't know. Obviously, Qatar for the MotoGP behind closed doors for both events. Qatar had vaccine passports. Obviously, Bahrain mixed their own rules, so their religion is probably a bit different here, but I'm no expert, so But the one thing that I will say is that everyone's trying to put safety as the main priority. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm Gareth Thomas. I'll see you guys whenever the next Gareth Thomas reporting is on. Otherwise, I'll be back on Friday with more weekly motorsports. Bye for now.